partir, venir et mourir. Écoute chérie, j'ai pas le temps. Écoute chérie, je t'ai dit non. Écoute chérie.
Good morning. Today we're going to be talking about addiction. Addiction is a touchy topic for many and unfortunately all too common. Perhaps someone you know is battling it, maybe even you. A dilemma that comes along with the idea of addiction is how does it start for people? Is it a disease or a moral defect? According to an article by the name Medical Disease or Moral Defects, stigma attributes culture models of addiction causality in a university population by Nicole L. Henderson and William W. Dressler. Research was conducted among undergrads, students at the University of Alabama, which concluded that people within the age range of 18 to 25 are, quote, are especially at risk for developing substance use disorder, and they are perhaps more than any other population groups intensely targeted by drug education, end quote. To put this information to the test, we have one of our lovely interviewers, Omar, interview students that attend Indian River State College.
Thanks, Nyland. I'm here interviewing Nick Pilato. Nick Pilato, how long have you been attending IRC?
This is my second year at IRC. I did the dual enrollment in high school, but this is my first semester as a college student.
And attending IRC, how have you or anyone you know felt the need to use substances, even something simple like drugs or alcohol?
On campus, no, not at all. I haven't really seen anybody using drugs or alcohol or like anticipating that. Like I don't even see it ever. Like I come here just for my classes. I go to the library and I do my classes in there, or I'll just go to my classes over here and over there, and then I just go home. There's nothing really here.
Would you be surprised if I told you that between the ages of 18 and 25, that people who attend college are prone to substance abuse?
Honestly, no. I'm not too surprised, but I feel like that's more of like a norm for like the bigger universities with like the large amounts of students. Like there's like literally tens of thousands of kids there, and like, big parties all the time. But like here, it's a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more reserved. You come here to do your classes, you get your credits, and then that's it. You graduate. But I really do think if you're here for a good education and you want to learn, you should come here.
There you have it, folks. On to the next interview. We're here with Elijah Hanline. Elijah, how long have you been attending IRC?
2 years now.
And in the span of 2 years of you being here, have you or someone you know felt the need to use substances, something simple as weed or alcohol?
Never. No, I've been going to class here a while, and I've never seen anybody do anything like that.
Would you be surprised if I told you that between the ages of 18 and 25, students are prone to substance abuse?
Seriously?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
It's wild.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Interesting stuff, Omar. Social pressures seem to have a massive impact on addiction, especially how, as a society, choose to treat people battling it. There is this ongoing stigma attached to substance abuse issues, and it's most likely caused by ignorance. Not only does it have a negative impact on a person's mental health, it furthers their addiction, going back to the article done by Nicole and William. Another study was done which stated, quote, social stigma associated with substance use and abuse creates a vicious cycle of disapproval for user. It may discourage them from seeking proper treatment, and it creates a negative environment for addiction and their social network, end quote.
Hello, my name is Aaliyah Lazama, and I'm here at a local neighborhood, and I am interviewing. What's your name, ma'am?
Ava Van.
All right. Hello, Ava Van. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. So today I have a question for you. How do you think we should treat someone who has addiction?
I think that you should always start calmly of trying to approach it. Ask them if they want help. Like to ask and confirm is important first, and then take the proper steps that you need. That's the way that I would think to treat someone with addiction.
And do you think that there's like a stigma that comes around like mental illness and addiction?
Yeah, I think people see it as like, oh, you can stop at any time. But for people, an addiction is an addiction. You can't stop at points, you know? It's almost like you're trapped in a cycle. Yeah. Instead of being able to like, oh, I can just stop whenever. It's not that easy for people. And so I feel like we should like not treat them as if, you know, they're bad people.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
With addiction, it is often people have a perception to shame the person in the disorder. In fact, according to the article, Is Addiction a Brain Disease by Harvard Health Publishing? It is assumed that those who struggle with addiction are viewed as weak and moral of just doing it for their own pleasure and fun. But it is crucial for others to understand that addiction impairs the brain in many ways that most people usually tend to think. With that being said, here's Jonas joining us from Camelot Gardens to see why others think this misconception.
Hello, here we have Don with us today. Why do you think that people who struggle with addiction are portrayed as weak or immoral?
Because they gave in to that addiction. They decided they want to keep doing it, and that's what led them to be more negative in any type of way.
Good. And do you think these ideas can negatively affect those who are currently struggling with those addictions?
I would say so because they are really into their addiction, and it's very hard for them to quit. If they do quit, I'm happy for them. If they don't, then that's just their addiction blocking their way of knowing what to do.
Here we have an everyday man. His opinions on it. All right, you have it. Back to you, Naomi.
Alright, thank you, Jonas. As we covered, there are many misconceptions of addiction, but it's better to have a proper understanding of what addiction actually looks like to the brain. For example, the brain has many important roles, some including making self-decisions and eventually becoming a cue for craving. But how can they avoid this from happening? As the article mentioned, quote, those who have been isolating themselves to drink or to use drugs need to work on social interaction and find physical pleasure. That can be found in swimming or bike riding. That can require joy and rewards, end quote. It's important to focus on how addicts can overcome their addiction instead of focus on their struggles and defeats, which can give them the encouragement they need to seek help. Here we have Aaliyah joining us with the last question for today.
Hello everyone, I am Aaliyah Lazama and I'm going to be interviewing Gwen Garcini, that's the name?
Gwen Gersony.
Gersony, sorry. And I'm going to ask you a question. Why do you think it's important for someone struggling with addiction to find hobbies that they enjoy?
I think that if they find hobbies they enjoy, that could replace the dopamine that they get from the drugs with the hobbies. So say they're addicted to this drug, but then they start, they play guitar, and then, that becomes their new thing.
Yeah, they find a better outlet.
A better outlet.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for your time today,
Of course.
All right? And thank you guys for watching and have a great day.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Okay.